Hi friends, how are you? I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are treating yourself well. So, like I keep saying, I might, I need to rest, and I might just go hibernate for some time, rejuvenate and recharge, and come back. So I will stop posting for some time, just 2 3 videos that I thought I would leave there, so that if you are in need of some resources that can help you, you can come to the page and you can you know um, if you find it helpful, that will be great if it could help you. Sorry, I'm a little, actually I'm having a panic attack right now. Just give me a moment. Yeah. So like I said, I am having a little panic attack. Panic attacks are extremely uncomfortable and scary, but you know if it is very very intense, then you should definitely seek medical help. You should go to the hospital. Or if it is mild and you can manage it, it's good. Right now it is a little difficult, but I know I can manage it. That's why. So I want to finish doing this, and I will then not be posting for some time. It doesn't mean that I have abandoned the channel. It's just that I have gone to rest and rejuvenate, and I'll come back stronger. Not that I have many subscribers or anything. Like I said, I don't even, it doesn't matter to me. It's just that it should find the right people who need help. And yeah, so I wanted to leave few topics on the page that a lot of us go through, and that could be of help. Sorry for the way I'm talking right now. I'm taking a lot of pause because I'm managing the panic attack also. So the thing is, um, sometimes it's like, like I like this panic attack. um I It's like I when there's the stress and anxiety is more, of course we get panic attack. So it has become like a norm. Anytime I will start getting a panic attack, even on small things, because like I said, I have been under this kind of situation for 13 years. But 13 years is just the tip of the iceberg. It was building far before that. We just don't recognize the sign. That's why I will always keep saying, um, look at the signs your body is giving you, or your mind is giving you. If you feel sad suddenly without any reason, if there are emotions that are coming up that are uncomfortable and you find no reason for them, sit with them, analyze them. What we do is we brush them aside. Sometimes it's the body and mind's way of telling us that we have to look into it before it becomes a full blown catastrophe in a way. So, yeah. So, what happens is we go to therapies and all, and whoever can have access to a good therapist and can afford that, that is amazing. But not all of us can. Here in this city, we don't have therapists, mental health therapists. My doctor, he is in another city and he is extremely busy. So there is no chance of getting a therapy session with him. So it's like whatever I learned, most of the things I learned by my own experience. I know my doctor would help if he could, if he could get the time. I understand. He's a really nice and sympathetic person. When I was admitted in the hospital, I was the one who would remind him, sir, you haven't eaten. You have been seeing patients since morning. Please eat. So we share a special kind of bond, but then we don't get time to talk that much. So when you don't have anybody like that, when you don't have someone, a therapist, and you have to deal with your emotions, a lot of emotions that are recurring, a lot of emotions you don't know, you know. Some you may be you may know the reasons for, some you may not know the reasons why you are feeling like that. So uh, the things that help me are first, I always say, it's acknowledging that something is going on inside. Something is, sorry, yeah. Some, give me a moment. I'll take a breather. So, when you know the reason, like I was thinking, I will not give my example, a long example. Like I was thinking, I've kind of dealt with a lot of trauma that I have been through. But revisiting these chapters, they bring up those emotions again. It means the wounds are still there, they're not healed. So, yeah, so I have to deal with them. Um, and in a way, a lot of us also go through so many unhealed emotions and wounds, emotional wounds, I'm saying. So, what we do is most of the times, first thing we do is we refuse to look because we either feel guilty or we feel shame around it or we feel fear. But until we look, it is not going to go away. I always say in my videos. And again, I'm not saying that you should be dwelling on this all the time. No, but if it has become kind of like what I'm going through. I was thinking that I have dealt with all the most of the traumas that I had and that I have moved on. So life has a way of showing us, no, you're not. You have work to do still. And I have decided not to ignore the signs. So yesterday I was like in a very emotional state. All the things were like somehow like you have seen how sea is when the waves are coming up, big waves. It was like that, and I was like I didn't know how to handle it. In a way, I knew, but it was more than I can handle. And uh, and I was like, then I suggest whatever emotion is coming, if you need to cry, cry. I cried, I cried to release the pain. And but you know what happens is, when we are doing this work, when this kind of emotions come, we have to feel the emotions and we have to release them. But we if we are stuck in one particular emotion for a very long time, like crying. So I have been like, I have been crying for like years. I just cry. It puts so much pressure on the nervous system that the nervous system cannot take it. I'm not recommending here that when you're doing this work initially, when things are coming up, or whenever, sometimes it happens and you end up crying. That's okay. But I was like, am I going to live my life like this forever, just crying, um, and not being able to do anything about it? So, but there were tools that I discovered. that I found that can help. It's mostly about the stuck trauma that is stuck in somewhere in our body or in our mind, in our consciousness. This is not spiritual, this is scientific only. So I was like, yeah, Anna, I can't. I choose to live differently. So the feelings that were coming up yesterday was of kind of a victim mentality, and I strongly suggest in my videos in a lot of times not to identify yourself as a victim, but for some things you have to look and say, yeah, I was subjected to this, I was a victim of this. But then we don't have to stay there. We have to rise up and we have to remind ourselves, this happened, I was subjected to this, I was a victim of this, but I rose up. I did not stay there. So I'm not a victim, I am a victor. But for the time being, that you have to really feel it and release it. You need to see, yeah, this happened and it did something to me inside me. It changed something inside me. It took something away from me. My joy, my dreams, my hopes, whatever you lost. Your trust, maybe. I don't know. I should have said trigger warning, I guess. I'm sorry. I'll write it in the title. So, whatever it was, for the time being, initially, we have to accept, yes, this happened. And then resisting the pain is not going to help. I'm not saying we should live in pain all the time. By not resisting the pain, I do not mean that. It's taking out time and letting it flow, releasing it. And what I have found is, in everything I do, I have made it kind of a way of releasing. When I'm washing my hands, I tell myself, like, the water is taking away any pain or trauma, known or unknown to me, um, with it. When I'm taking a shower, I it's they are proven techniques also, these are water therapies. So when I'm taking a shower and the water is running down my body, I remind myself, all right, all my pain, my trauma, known, unknown to me, anywhere in my being, whole being, not just body or brain, anywhere it is, it's getting washed away with the water. I keep doing it. I keep doing it, and it helps a lot. It helps a lot because see, I'm having a panic attack, and I'm able to make this video. And every breath that I take, like, not all of us have all the time to. There are times when you have to just sit because the intensity is so high. You have to sit and you have to breathe through it. But if you can't do that, I have reminded myself, and I keep reminding myself throughout the day. With every inhale, I am breathing in healing, I'm breathing in relief, and with every exhale, I am releasing all the trauma or guilt or shame, whatever is there, known or unknown to me. It's being released. I'm getting free from it. And I keep doing it. I keep doing it. And I know I just have to keep doing it and it will help. I mean, it is helping. It is helping. It just doesn't help like you start doing it and it starts helping. It takes some time. Um, Internally, first, it starts shifting things for you. Then you see the result outside. So with every breath, it's like I have directed my mind, or I have programmed my mind in such a way that every inhale is a healing inhale, and every exhale is releasing. So it helps a lot. But when we have to actually look at the things we think have healed, like I had to look at those events yesterday again, because the feelings were something had happened, and one thing leads to another, right? And everything goes on unraveling. So I was just going through all the things, and I was like, I've why God, why did I have to go through all this? And but I was like, but then I was like, okay, this happened, and I cried. Not just, I mean, you end up crying, you know. And then I was like, it's not going to get released in a day. I know. I have to keep working on it. Doesn't mean I have to keep dwelling on it. The intensity was too much yesterday because I was trying to, I had not properly dealt with it. Like I said, there is, when guilt or shame, fear, these are the things are associated with these events, we try to distance ourselves from or disassociate ourselves from those events, which is in a way, yeah, who would like to stay in that state? But then that memories, those feelings are lodged inside our subconscious mind and in our body also, and they keep coming up. The mind keeps bringing those things up. So I was like, in my case, it was a humiliation, and what we call humiliation, and I was embarrassed about how I was treated and everything, and um, most of my life. So I didn't want to acknowledge that. I thought I had addressed those, but I was addressing them from a place of strength. I will explain. I'm not saying that you should look at it from a place of weakness or something like that. There comes a time when there is no weakness, no strength, just feelings, and every feeling has a purpose. So I was just trying to be strong, and I was like, that time it was necessary. But yesterday just, I was crying, and I was like, yeah, I had refused to acknowledge that I was feeling very embarrassed about it, about what had happened, and I did not deserve it. So I was feeling like a victim also, and I'll tell you, I was feeling embarrassed. I was feeling like a victim. Sorry. And then I was like, I honored these feelings because this did happen. Just if I keep ignoring these feelings, or just if I keep telling me, yeah, you need to be strong, but then, yeah, you need to strong to pull through. But when you are working on your wounds, the real strength lies in honoring your wounds in a way, not looking at your wounds or yourself with, you know, I mean, I don't know how best. Just a moment, give me a moment. Yeah, don't look at those wounds or the trauma with shame or with guilt. You know, if it brings an element of shame, I would rather, I would say, don't look at them with shame. But then I said, like, every emotion has a purpose. For the time being, we need to know when some emotion is of use and when it is not. That's emotional intelligence, actually. So I was like, yeah, I'm ashamed that this happened. Not that this was my fault. I did not deserve it, but this happened to me, and there was nobody for me. I had to acknowledge all that because somewhere inside me, some part of me was feeling that, and I was not acknowledging it. So I gave it a voice. I was like, yeah, I feel humiliated. I feel ashamed. Not that I did something wrong. And I feel very disappointed, very, very disappointed that nobody stood up for me. And that's what I meant when I said I did not look at those wounds or the events from a place of strength. I looked at them from a place of vulnerability. That yeah, this happened and it hurt me. It hurt me a lot, and it changed so much. So I did not despise the wounds and what I was going through. I did not despise myself for crying. I did not blame myself for, hey, you're being weak, you shouldn't cry. Or I did not shame myself. I was like, yeah, I accepted every emotion. And once you accept all these emotions, when you can actually look at them, first of all, it requires a lot of um, courage to actually look at those things, because they bring up these kinds of emotions: shame, guilt, fear, who we don't want to look at them, we don't want to go through them, but they need to be released. They are there to be acknowledged. So but if we look at them with contempt or hatred, or if we look at ourselves with negative emotions, with contempt and hatred, like how could you let that happen to you? This happens, right? A lot of times. Or sometimes it's like, it must have been my fault, I must have done something to deserve this. All these feelings, this kind of feelings come up. So what I suggest is, fighting those feelings, it doesn't help. We have to let those feelings flow. And by flowing, I don't mean that you should cry, because if you're feeling like crying, you should cry. Whatever emotion you are feeling, let it flow, you know um, and a lot of things help. Breathing helps. Just that's why I say, do it in a safe space where you're not disturbed or judged, because you are very tender at that time. So you're being vulnerable with yourself, you're being honest with yourself. So you can close your eyes and feel the full intensity of what went on. This is very difficult to do, I know, but I have said in earlier videos also, when healing starts, there are so many difficult things that we have to do. Then only we can heal, if we are ready to do them. So I was like, I closed my eyes. I was like, okay, this happened. And I let the tears flow. Sorry, my hands are shaking. Yeah. And I let the tears flow. It just doesn't happen in a day, like I'm saying. But also, I don't want to spend my life crying or holding on to these things or ignoring them. And someday they will just, become even bigger and sabotage anything that I'm trying to build. So I was like, no, I'm going to deal with it. So you can do that, You can breathe, you can sit comfortably, cross legged, or any way you feel comfortable. But I would recommend keep your spine straight. That helps move energy easily. Energy moves easily when the spine is straight. And if you can't do that, you can recline or you can lie on your bed straight. Or if you can't do that also, if you're in such condition, anyway, you know, whatever is right for you, whatever you feel is right for you. So, and then feel the full intensity of it. Don't fight it. Let it flow. Breathe through it. So when you sit upright mostly with your spine straight, and you close your eyes and you're like, with every breath, you're like it's like you're realizing what happened. You're giving it expression, and with every exhale, you're releasing the pain. You have to remind yourself that with every inhale, I am uh, accepting what happened, but with every exhale, I'm releasing it also, because I don't want to be a prisoner of this. So you can do it lying down also, right? Like I said, I don't know what condition you are in. I was in a condition when I was bedridden. Then also I would try to do this. So now I could sit up straight. Yeah. And a lot of things help in this if you want. Like I'm from India, so I believing in Om chanting, and there are other mantras and all that I'm not going to uh, tell you, because I don't know what religion, and I don't believe in this kind of thing actually, in a way. But people do believe, right? So I would not push this kind of um, this I will not push religious stuff on you. um, but I would tell you that, yeah, spirituality helped me a lot. But again, if you're not into spirituality, still it doesn't mean that you can't get well. You can, because the universe and universal law, it works for everybody, every religion. Again, I don't like this word religion. I think it's just God made humans. God didn't make religion. Humans made religion. So what I would do is, yeah, or I would play the, when it's very difficult for me to even chant, I would play the Om chanting on my phone. I would just sit, I would feel, and I would let it flow. I would let the tears flow. What happens in this instance is, you're not resisting it. You're just letting it flow. It's And your body is in a relaxed state, as in you're in a meditative state. So it does not put pressure on your nervous system. Yeah, it hurts the eyes to some extent, not permanently. It's like your eyes get swollen because you're crying. My nose gets swollen. So, but it doesn't put pressure, too much pressure on your uh, nervous system, when you are flowing with it, when you let it flow. Resistance put pressure. So, or what you can do is, you can play some music um, that you feel uh, calm, that calms you. There are a lot of frequency music videos on YouTube, but I would not recommend those right now, because I don't know what the kind, and like people are sensitive to sound also. Um, so I would not recommend that. You should try for yourself. Just try for a moment. I mean, try for a couple of minutes or something like that. If it gives you relief, it's amazing. If it doesn't, then don't try it. So there are ways. There is this um, singing bowl thing, or I don't know exactly what it is called, but it is like for trauma release. If you type like I said, I will leave few resources with the uh, it's like a gong or a bowl. I don't remember what it is called actually. mm, Singing bowl, I would say. Just if you can type also singing bowl for mental detox, or trauma detox, trauma release, or some, you type, you'll get it. You can try that. When I try that, what I do is, like, when they hit the gong and there is this vibration, I feel that vibration, and I tell myself that this vibration is causing a split between me and the pain that I'm holding. It is separating me from the pain, and I willingly release the pain. So every time the gong hits, or the sound bowls, they hit the sound bowls, and it is gentle. Every time the sound, it creates vibration. I would I What I do is, I'm like, yeah, with each of this vibration, these are separating me, who I am, from the pain that I'm carrying, from the story that I'm carrying, or the story that I'm trapped in. I'm releasing it. And you have to feel it. You have to breathe through it. You have to inhale once the gong is, or the singing bowl is, like, when they're doing it. Inhale and exhale. With inhale, it's like, yeah, when they when the sound, when you feel the sound, um, your breath may not be so synchronistic in the beginning, and it's all right if it's not. Mine is also not. I just believe, I'm like, I listen to it. I breathe at my own pace. I keep my body in a completely relaxed state, and then I remind myself, with every vibration, every vibration is separating the pain and the painful story from me. But this is after I have acknowledged that what has happened, after I have acknowledged the full intensity of it. And that is a very hard thing to do. I would suggest you, when you are going through that, and if you're going to do that, if you're going to acknowledge that, because you don't want to carry it all your life, do it with someone you trust, someone you love, who will hold you if it becomes very difficult. You know, it can be anybody, friends, family members, people you trust. They can just hold you, hug you, you can cry. But when you have nobody, I would I would rather not suggest this, but if you are strong enough to handle this, to look into those parts of you without shame, without guilt. Sometimes it happens that we may be the people who are holding on to guilt because we have done something wrong. That also needs addressing. We need to forgive ourselves. And like I always say, if you can make amendments, if you can make things right, make it right and forgive yourself. And if there is no chance of making anything right, then forgive yourself anyway. I'm not saying that anybody should go around doing horrible things and keep forgiving themselves. Yeah, like they're entitled. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people who realize that what they did was wrong. So both of there are both, right? Both kind of people. So if you're realizing you're wrong, of course it means you're changing, and you're holding to that trauma, that guilt, that shame, that brings shame in you, that I this happened, I did this, it was wrong. But we cannot go on all our lives carrying those guilt and shame. We have to release them, but first we have to look at them, and look at them when you are ready. Or if it becomes very persistent, then you have to pause whatever you're doing and you have to look at them. So if you have someone you can trust through the process, who will hold your hand, it will be easier. But feelings, you will have to feel, right? But then somebody will be there to hold you. But if nobody is there, and if you think you can do it, then do it. But if you are in such a vulnerable state that if revisiting those chapters would rather hurt you, that you can't visit them, then don't do it. Seek medical help, seek therapy, you know. So I am I'm talking so this tip is for people who can handle that. And I'm not saying you're weak. No, you're not weak, not at all. We all take time. Healing takes time. Finding that strength in us takes time. And just before time doing anything, it's like if you're not ready and you still try to look into those, is I will flat out say it's foolishness. It's naivety. Because it will end up hurting you more. So you're not weak. You're not weak because you want to protect yourself. But once you have come to a realization that yes, I can handle this, but you are avoiding because you feel scared or you feel ashamed to look into those parts, look and let it flow. So this is one thing. These are some things that I do. Or what I will do is I would put some devotional music. Like I said, I am like um, I'm into spirituality, so I'm anyways the kind of person who looks at the picture of the God that to me, God cannot be contained in just one form. I'm not preaching, just give me a moment here. So there's just one God. This is my belief, who has manifested themselves. I would not even say a female form or male form, who has manifested themselves as every form. So I think every religion is interconnected. God is just one. So whatever form we feel drawn to, it's like falling in love. You don't know who you will fall in love with. So when I look at the picture, or if I look at if I listen to a devotional song, I end up crying. And it is not the sad kind of crying. Sometimes it is that, look what is happening to me, why are you not doing anything, and like that. Because we start developing that kind of a relationship, not what dogma teaches us, but what the personal relationship with God that we have. So, and I'm like born in the Hindu religion, so we have a pantheon of gods. Again, I said God is just one, but God cannot be contained, right? How can you contain God in just one thing, one form? So there are so many aspects. So there are, and you don't know who your heart will be drawn to. Again, like it's like falling in love. So who I felt drawn to if I look at their picture. That's why I don't keep their picture in front of me most of the time, because I'll just be looking at their picture and I'll be crying, or I'll be just looking at them. So yeah, so I will put a devotional song, and I will again put myself in a relaxed state, and I will let the tears flow. And this is for people who follow spirituality, whoever you believe in. um, you can put the song, the devotional song, you can let the tears flow, and you can give it to God. You can say, I'm surrendering it, this pain, at your feet. I'm finding it extremely hard to deal with. I need help, because that's what I did. Because I had nobody to um, pull me through this kind of situations. I'm doing it alone. Like I always said, say I do it with God. But again, if you don't believe in God, then just just believe that something or some higher power is there that will hold you. You don't have to give it a name. Call it conscious, super conscious, call it universe, anything, or your own higher self, someone who you want to see yourself as. Just think that person is with you, the one that you want to become, completely healed, completely whole, you know. And when you cry, let it flow. Don't put pressure on yourself, because that hurts the nervous system. I know the video is going to be long, but this is very important, because we go on holding to the trauma for years, and we don't look at the root cause, we don't address the root. So if we keep cutting the branches, they will keep coming back, they will not go away. So now I have to remind myself, when I look at the picture of God, and I become very emotional. I have to remind myself, like God is reminding me, nervous system, nervous system, nervous system. So okay, then I tell myself, I have to calm down, I have to calm down, I can't get this emotional. God, I love you, but I'm sorry, I can't get this emotional. I have to take care of my nervous system. But that aside, there are other music also, like meditation music on YouTube. You can find it, that is really calming and peaceful. So when you are going to deal with these emotions, I would recommend using those frequencies, or using those calming meditative musics. There are videos where it's just music, a frequency. I wouldn't even I would not suggest chanting music or anything like that. If it works for you, amazing. If it doesn't, just a music that calms you down, so that you can navigate through your emotions without putting a lot of burden on your nervous system, because music has the power of taking that burden away, the right kind of music. So find a calming music. It can be anything. If you like piano or whatever. I i find Indian classical music very soothing. Like I said, I'm Indian, so I don't have anything against any other culture. No, if it helps me, of course I would use it. But I find it soothing. And now a lot of beautiful content creators have made a lot of mantras that we have into kind of meditative, with meditative music also. So it makes it more easy. I let the tears flow, and I just surrender, and I just say, God, I can't handle this. I can't handle this burden. I'm it's difficult for me. I'm giving it to you. I'm surrendering it to you. And I would just breathe. I will let the music play, and I will just breathe through the pain. And I will, till the time I have to feel, till the time the emotion is coming up, I don't resist it. Because the music or these resources, they have such power of taking that strain on your nervous system away. They won't let the nervous system be affected. That's why I said I believe in interconnectedness of everything. Everything helps when we need help, when we believe in them. A lot of you guys must have read the book The Alchemist by Mr. Paulo Coelho. That was the first time when I had read or heard this phrase that when you truly really want something or love something, the whole universe conspires to bring it to you, which I have found true. Which I have found true. So, but you have to believe. It's just that wanting something is not enough. You have to believe. Just wanting to heal is not enough. It is very important, but it's just wanting is not enough. This These are the hard things we have to do. Feeling it without judgment, without shame. And if those emotions arise during the process, let them flow. Don't resist them, don't fight them. If anger comes, hatred comes, don't act on it, but don't resist them. Let them come up. You stay seated, you stay centered. You keep breathing and you let it flow with any kind of meditative music, you know. And slowly with time, I don't know, not for some it happens quickly also. Quickly as in not just in an instant, relatively quickly. But I'm telling you from my personal experience. Like I said, whatever I'm sharing, it's from my personal experience only. I will not send you on a some wild goose chase or on some path where I have not walked. I don't know where it leads, and I will just ask you, you should walk this path. No. So try that, like I said, and then I make everything into a therapy. Like, you know, it's mostly I'm talking about right now water. When we drink water, before drinking, just imagine that I thank the water. These are all proven techniques, you know. And I believe that, anyways, our body is, I guess, 70% water. So I thank the water, and I believe it is filled with healing properties. And then I drink the water, and I feel, or I use the affirmation that this water is cleansing everything that is not of use to me or my body or my mind, anything that is hurting me from my being, not just my system, not just from my organs, from my whole being. And then I thank the water. Gratitude, like I said, strength, you know. When you are in the toughest of situations and you find things to be grateful for, that's when things start shifting. Not in your surroundings all all of a sudden, but inside you something starts shifting. And one day you will be like amazed at, you look back and you will see you were changing. You were healing, but internally, before it could manifest outside. I'm not talking about law of attraction or anything here. Manifest outside as in before you can see the evidence outside. So I am reiterating the points. If you know, so while taking a shower, I just feel the water. It's important to feel, and I feel like it's taking away all my pain, known or unknown, out of my being, my body, and anywhere it may be stored. Same with breathing. With every inhale, I think I'm inhaling healing, I'm inhaling positivity and joy, everything that I want. And I'm exhaling everything that is not serving me, that is holding me up like a prisoner, or that is hurting me, known or unknown. I use this affirmation, known or unknown, because we don't even know sometimes what is hurting us. There is this very real thing called generational trauma. We don't know what it, we may have been carrying it. It's mostly when you can't locate the origin of your suffering. You don't know why you are feeling this way, you don't know why you feel so sad or so certain way. So there are traumas that we carry, we are born with, and they manifest at a certain time. So like I said, I belong to strata society. Again, I don't believe in all these things, I'm giving it for reference purpose, which was a very, very, very oppressed part of society. So when I started doing my research, it's like, yeah, people do carry generational trauma. And I sometimes like really get angry on my ancestors. I'm just making it a little funny here. Why did you choose me to carry all this? Couldn't you find anybody else? So, but yeah, we do carry generational trauma. That's why I said known or unknown, you know, because we may not know, but our subconscious mind is aware. And try the frequency music, or when you just have, when you need to relax, then try the gong or the sound bath thing, or sound fork. And if you need to just let this energy flow out of your system, if you just need to let this sadness or whatever you're feeling flow out of your system, then do it with some calm music. Because with the gong and the tuning fork and sound bath, it's like always a vibration in a way. All music is vibration, but that's a specific vibration. It's like a wake up call every time. So a calming music, when you need to let it flow, then you let it flow. Don't come in between, don't hinder it. Keep releasing it, keep believing, and slowly you will find yourself in a much better place. I will even go to the length of saying that if it depends upon how far gone someone is in a process, in the trauma, I don't think that people can't come back from there. I have been suffering from 13 years, and I started doing all these practices just few months back. So, but there may be people who are just starting to see these symptoms. You may quickly heal, quickly as in relatively quickly. Some of us may take time, but things will start shifting. You will see that. You will see, you will start feeling better. Because earlier, when I used to have panic attacks, whew, it was, I really needed somebody, like like I have shared in earlier videos, my father would just come running and he would have to sit with me holding my hands, and he would do that. But now I don't bother him like that, because no parent can see their child suffering. So I keep myself in my room. I have learned to self regulate, but sometimes the emotions are so high. So then I put some devotional music or chant, and I let it flow without letting it, sorry,